Okay, so this was today's homework. So if you did not complete it in class, then this is what you were finishing up over the weekend and turned in on Monday. So this was issued today. This is a review on percent increase and decrease practice. Remember, you've already had a quiz on it, and we've gone through most of it with you. So it's still following the same format. We worked on this one in class today. We did that with everybody. I'm going to just go through it quickly in case you were absent. At least you will have it. And you can write down just the important facts and then the data that's expected. All right, so we have Bob and his fish friends have been noticing that some of their friends seem to be disappearing. Their school of fish started with 450 fish, but now they only have 360 fish in their school. By what percentage was the population of the school reduced? All right, so the first step that I'm going to take, my step number 1, is to draw a table and label it. Okay, remember we said that the first one is going to be the original. And you can write O for original. The next one was going to be the difference. I just erased that. It's not because I'm thinking of step 3 already. It's going to be new. It's a new number that was given. It's new. Thank you very much for correcting me. And then the percent. Okay, so step 2 now is going to be plugging in the numbers. So I'm starting off with 450. That is my original. I only have 360 left. That's my new number. I need to find what percent, so that's X. Step 3 is to subtract. And a lot of you were forgetting that today and not even looking at the anchor chart to help guide you because the anchor chart was right in front of the classroom. So some of you played a lot and didn't get your work done. And you need to follow this pattern to help you so you can master your skill. I'm going to take the original because it's a reduction, 450, and subtract it from the new number, and that gives me 90. Okay, so this is my difference. The next thing, step 4, is I need to set up my problem. So I'm just going to write setup. That means I'm going to take my difference, and I'll write it out here, but I'm not going to continue to write it out. I'm going to use D for that. And it's going to be over my original, which is O, equals fraction bar equals fraction bar. Because I am dealing with percent, I'm going to put this over 100. The next thing I need to do is we said that I need to plug in my numbers here. So my original number is 450. The difference was 90. And X is what I'm looking for. Now I need to ask myself, can I simplify this? And the answer is yes. So here I can divide this by 90. And that's going to give me 1. And this can be divided, how many groups of 90? Actually, so in case, I'm going to do this easier for those of you that did not get it. I think we can still do that one. I just don't want to make you get confused. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and divide that by 90. Okay, so 90 goes into 90 one time. And if I had this, I can also put that 450 over 90 because it means division. I can cross this out. 9 goes into 45 5 times. Okay, and I think I made a mistake on the other paper. All right, so it's 5. So now it's going to be 1/5 equals X over 100. What do I need to multiply to get to 100? It's going to be 20. So 1 times 20 will give me 20%. So you can do it that way too. We didn't simplify this fraction. We could have, but I also wanted to show you on cross multiplication. Let's move to this next one. Wanda the witch increased her carbohydrates intakes from 250 grams a day to 415 grams a day. By what percent did Wanda increase the amount of carbs she ate? Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is draw my table. I'm going to put O for the original, N for new, and then my percent. So my original number is 250. My new number is 415, and I'm looking for the percent. Okay, so I've already labeled, I've already put the numbers in its place. The third step, I need to subtract. So this time, because it's an increase, I'm going to take my new number and subtract it from the original. So now I'm left with 5. I cannot take 1 from 5, so that's a 3. So now I have 11, so this becomes 6 and 1. So I have 165. The next step is to set up. So I know that it's the difference. I'm going to just write that out so that you know. Now remember that this here is the difference as well. D-I-F-F for diff is the difference. Over the original equals line, and because we're dealing with percent, it's 100, it goes under there. Now it's time to fill in the numbers. So my difference is 165. My original number was 250. And I'm going to have X for my percent. I can simplify this. Okay, so I can divide each one of these by 5. 5 goes into 16 3 times. That's 15, and then I bring over my 1, and so this becomes 33 over. 5 goes into 25 5 times. 5 goes into 0, 0. And is that as far as I can simplify it? Yeah, because there's not a 10 and there's not a 3 in either one of those. So this is going to equal to X over 100. Now, I can do this. 50 goes times what gives me 100 times 2. 33 times 2. And that equals to 66. And I can cross all of those out. Okay, so that's what you're going to do with the remaining problems. I'm going to help you set these up, and then you'll have the back to do. So Johnny tries to not get hit by baseballs during practice. Yesterday he got hit by 30 baseballs. Ouch. Today he got hit by 50 baseballs. He must have been really in pain from the day before. So what is the percent increase of the number of times he was hit? Okay, so step 1. Draw my table and label. Original, difference, and percent. Step 2, fill in the table. My original was 30. My difference is 50. And what is the percent? I don't know. Step 3, subtract. Because I'm needing to find out what the increase is, I'm taking my difference and subtracting it from my original. And the difference is 20. And I put D for difference, so if you want to label it so that you understand what the numbers mean. Okay, so next, I'm going to set up my problem. So D over O, and remember it's difference over original, same thing that we did over here. D over O, difference over original, equals fraction bar equals fraction bar, and because I'm dealing with percent, I'm putting 100 underneath here. Okay, now I'm going to fill it in. My difference is 20. The original is 30, and I do not know my X. I don't know my percent. The next thing you need to ask yourself is, can I simplify this before doing anything else? Yep. They're both divisible by 10. Okay, 20 divided by 10 is 2. 30 divided by 10 is 3, equals x over 100. Okay, and then you're going to finish the rest. And what would you end up doing? That's right, you're cross multiplying. Please make sure that you show that work, right? You need to show 3x equals 2 times 100 is 200. And you need to show it being divisible by 3, and y'all are going to do the rest of them. I know I said I was going to stop, but you need to show that it's divisible by 3. Cancel that out. Bring down your x. I don't have any room because the little guy's in a bad mood. So I'm going to bring this over. So x is equal to 3 goes into 26 times. That's 18, 19, 20, 6. And I'm going to keep repeating. So it's repeating 66.6. This line means repeat. It's going on and on and on. So this is an example of 66.666 and on. So we put the line here to tell you that it's being repeated. Okay? All right. Now you're going to do the rest, but we're going to set this up, and then the back part is on your own. Someone has been eating all of the little fish in the pond. At the beginning of the pond, there were 90 little fish in the pond. At the end of the day, there were 50 little fish in the pond. Find the percent decrease from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. Round to the nearest percent. Okay, so now we're rounding. First step, make a table. And so I had some kids ask me today, do I have to do that? Yes, because you're in training and your test is going to be coming up in a week and a half. And so you need to sort your data, your information that's in the story, and this helps keep it organized so you know where it's going to go in the equation when you're setting it up. The original number is 90. I put that D again for difference, right? It's N, sorry about that. The new number is 50, and we don't know what the percent is. We have to find that. Okay, so we've already did 1 and 2. 3 is to subtract. This time we're finding decrease, so it's 90 minus 50 equals 40. Now I'm going to set it up, step 4. So the difference over the original equals line, because it's percent, it's over 100. The next thing I do, this was my difference, so it's 40 over, and my original was 90, and that's x. Can I simplify this? Yes, they're both divisible by 10. And this makes it 4 over 9, and that's as far as I can get. X over 100. Oops. No, I can't multiply anything to get to 100, so I'm cross multiplying. So this is going to be 9x equals 400. And then I'm going to divide each side by 9. So here I have x is going to equal, and I'm going to have 9. Oops, sorry. Goes into 40, or 400. 9 goes into 40, 4 times, because that's 36. It makes it 4. Bring down my 0. 9 goes into 40 again, 4 times, that's 36. That's 4.4. Okay, so it says what percent. We're going to round to the nearest percent, so it's 44.4%, which is going to be x equals 44. Okay? All right, the back part is yours to do. Those are 4 problems. Again, step 1. I'm going to write it down here so that you know. Step 1, draw a table and label. Step 2, fill in table. Step 3, subtract. Okay, and oops, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so this one was draw table and label. Step 2, fill in table. Step 3, subtract. Okay, so if you have an increase, it's going to be the new number minus the original. If it is a decrease, then it becomes, see, where was I? The opposite. And it's going to be the original minus the new number. Okay, and that's the way, in case you were getting confused. Step 4, set up your proportion. So this is the difference, which is D, over, because it's change. Remember, it originally was change, but then it just didn't seem to click. So we changed it, we moved it over to difference. And then this is over the original, which is O, equals dividing line, a fraction bar, and remember it's always under 100. Okay? And then step 5, you're asking yourself your questions. Can I simplify? The fraction. Are there equal groups? So remember, this is an example. If I had 1/5 equals x over 100, I know I can multiply by 20, and then it would be times 20, and so then x is equal to 20. Oops, there we go again. So sorry about that. I didn't see that. So here, are there equal groups? This is the example. If I had 1/5 equals x over 100, how many groups of 5 can be multiplied to get to 100? So it's going to be 20 groups. So here it's 1 times 20, so x is equal to 20. And then if you've done all of this, then you cross multiply. Okay. All right, so there's this portion here. Let me kind of zoom out a bit. Oops, that's too much. So we can get in just a little bit more. Okay, so that's what that is. You're going to apply that to these next 4 problems and then solve. Here, last year, Gnarly, the narwhal, beat 150 polar bears in a fight. Wow. This year, he beat 180 polar bears in a fight. What was the percent increase? Okay, and set it up. Again, I'm just going to draw out the table just to start you off, but you got the rest of the problems to do. Original, new, and percent. And then fill it in. You have 150, and then this year is 180. Okay, and we're trying to find x. The rest you're going to be doing, because you got to be able to come through and subtract. Then you're setting up your problem, and then you're either simplifying your fraction, or you are finding equal groups and then cross multiply. Okay, same thing that you will do here. Sarah, the sub, just can't seem to get her students under control. Last year, Sarah got tied up and hung upside down by students 80 times. Oh my gosh. Now this year, it only happened 96 times. Wait, what? It only happened 96 times? What was the percent? Yikes. She was tied up and hung upside down by students 80 times. And this year was only 96 times? That doesn't sound right. Again, set up your table. That's step 1. And label. Original, new, and percent. And step 2 is to fill it in. Okay? I'm going to let you fill those in because you can see this was 80 times. And this one is 96 times. Holy bejeebies. That's a lot. I don't even think that that's acceptable, right? So the art club for number 7, the art club went from 12 members in 2010 to 48 members in 2015. What is the percent increase in the number of, it should be number of members. Number of numbers. It's members. Okay, step 1 in drawing your table. Original, new, and percent. Step 2, you're going to fill it in. You went from 12 numbers to 48 members. Okay, and so what's the percent increase? And then work that problem out. Next one, Al goes from hiking a mile in 15 minutes to hiking it in 12 minutes. What is the percent decrease in the amount of time it takes Al to hike the mile? Okay, so he's hiking a mile in 15 minutes to hiking it in 12 minutes. I don't know whether that's a decrease. What's the percent decrease in the amount of time it takes Al to hike the mile? I think that's a typo right there because it took him 15 minutes to walk 1 mile. Al goes for hiking for a mile in 15 minutes to hiking it in 12 minutes. So that tells me it was, oh, he did decrease in time because it takes him now less minutes to hike a mile. Okay, got it. All right, step 1. Draw your table. What's your original, your new, and your percent? Okay? And then you're going to work out the rest. All right, there you go. That is it for this homework. It is due on Monday. Have a great weekend.